The following video is rated PG for puzzling gameplay. Viewer discretion is advised.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are about to engage in a tournament that may be a bit slower paced depending on who you ask, but players will still be trying to go as fast as they can. It is our marathon tournament. Welcome, puzzlers. This is your head tournament organizer, Cards of the Heart. Welcome back to the League of Puzzle Speedrunners Pokemon Puzzle League Speedrun Tournament 2023. It is time for our side event for the marathon mode. The mode where you don't have an opponent to compete with, you just have to chain as big as you can. Big chains means big points, and we have 5 players in position to try and score as many points as they can as fast as possible. Before we dig too deep into who is going to be competing for the title of PPL2023 Marathon Champion, let's take a look at how this event is going to go. So, our competitors will be trying to get the best times that they can in the marathon mode while scoring 100,000 points as fast as possible. And this will happen over a series of 3 races. So, the winner of each race is going to get an automatic top 4 spot in our final bracket. And that will get 3 different winners from each race guaranteed, and then our 4th spot will be the player with the next fastest time. And once we get through those 3 races, we'll have 3 more sets of races, as we have a semifinals match best of 3, so first to 2 wins, and then a finals match will be best of 5. And again, the winner of this tournament will be the PPL 2023 Marathon Champion and earn a piece of our crowdfunded prize pool, which you can see now at $250 out of our goal of $500. Tune in to our one-player stadium matches to see what the significance of that goal is. But let's take a look now at the players that are going to be playing in this event. We have 5 players finalized and set up and ready to go. We have a newcomer to the scene in Bright, and then some regulars in FFR Pro 21, Ty, Tayman, ND, and our defending champion, Yoshi. So these players at the top level are going to be screaming to try and beat the marathon mode as fast as they can, probably in the 3 to 4 minute range if possible. And I should also mention that these players are getting the choice of game level to play marathon mode on. You may see most of our players play in the easy or normal mode to have a better opportunity to make chains, but Yoshi is used to the best of the best competition, playing at the highest levels possible. So Yoshi would be playing on the hard level and trying to get the speed advantage of building up chains quicker than the rest of the competition. So this will be interesting to see how this turns out. I don't want to keep these players waiting too much longer, so let's go ahead and jump into the marathon tournament action. That's going to start right now. So we have 4 players on screen here for this first of 3 qualifying races. We have Yoshi, we have Bright, we have Tayman, we have FFR Pro. I have Ty off screen, ready to check the status of his play at any given moment, so I will be able to keep you up to date on those. So So with that in mind, let's get our first race off and going. And we'll let our players know that they are ready to go. Alright, players have been given their marching orders. They are to score 100,000 points as fast as they can. And then they have to stop the clock by topping out. They have to get to a place where the game will actually register the end of the run. So our players will be getting set for the start of this run. Our players are ready and getting off to the races. Definitely want to keep an eye at the speeds that the likes of Yoshi and FFR Pro are playing at. Tayman also very formidable at this speed. See, most of our players are actually playing on the easy level, with the exception of Yoshi playing on hard mode. It's harder to get chains, but if you can get to all those chains, you will be rewarded with much bigger points. And right now, it is Tayman off to the 22,000 point chain start. I would say he is in the best position to get a good result in this race, but it is FFR Pro not too far behind. FFR now going ahead in points a minute into this run. We will still be using real time to judge these runs, even though there is a game timer. Just it's easier to make comparisons that way. And you can see these players all trying to get to the goal of getting to X13 chains. Once you get the X13 chain, then each match you make during that chain link will actually score you 1,800 points, which is a very significant portion of the 100,000 point goal. So our players will be trying to get a 13 chain and then maintain that as long as they can, maybe making some extra matches along the way, because every match you make at any point does score you the point value of the current chain multiplier. So you can make a 13 chain, make a bunch of extra matches, and get chunks of 1,800 points at a time. We are seeing Tayman being the most consistent with the chains. The easy mode start is certainly helping in that regard. Tayman is so close. Oh, he's so close. I think FFR has a chance to wrap it up in this chain. here, and maybe even Yoshi can sneak in something. Like the advanced cursor speed that Yoshi has certainly makes things easier for him than everyone else. And it is Tayman coming up first with an official time of 3 minutes 20 seconds. Well done from our PPL 2020 champion. And as you will see in the leaderboard at the bottom right of your screen, you will see each player's top time be highlighted in a darker shade of blue. FFR Pro finishing with a 3:59. Let's take a switch from Tayman's screen for a second and take a look at how Ty is doing. Ty has been trying to put in the work going into this event. Ty currently at 72,000 points out of the 100,000 point goal. And players of all skill levels are certainly welcome to try and take their hand at marathon mode, and Bright is definitely trying. Definitely appreciating the effort thus far. Another thing that's important to mention as these races keep on going, there is a 15-minute time limit on each of these races, so once that time goes through, then our players will just have to stop what they're doing and proceed with the rest of the races, because you see the top players finishing under 4 minutes. Under 4 minutes is going to be the winning time. So we don't need to waste too much time having people sit and wait. And I need to go back and check something, because I don't remember what the records are for the marathon mode. I think playing on easy, I think Tayman's 3:20 that he just got would be good enough for 4th place on the leaderboard, which I think even beats, well, it beats FFR Pro's current fastest time. So Tayman definitely showing himself to be a real force in this kind of event, showing the consistency that would be needed to try and win these races. Also, if you've never played marathon mode before, there's no opponent that you have to deal with, so as soon as your stack tops out, it is an immediate game over, except if there's a swap happening. Like in the middle of the game is not going to finish you off in the middle of a swap. So there is a bit of a window to get an extra line and completely fill out the field before you start building up your chain. I don't expect to see any of our players doing that, because you have to reset the run if you end up topping out before reaching 100,000 points. Alright, even at this level, you can kind of see Yoshi pull off 17 chains. It is quite amazing to see. Alright, Ty is done at 7:55. And now Bright has about 6.5 minutes now to try and get over 90,000 points. So we'll see if Bright has any opportunity to pull that off. Does seem to be a lot of movement from Bright. Not all of it is going into meaningful directions, but I'm just tickled pink to see more people get involved with these tournaments. And hey, you never know, just for playing, Bright has a chance at our random raffle prize, because everyone that plays in these tournaments, whether it be the main one-player stadium or the side events, has a random chance to earn 2% of our prize pool by random drawing. So if these prize pools can get noticeably bigger, like 2% for just playing in a little event like this, that may come out to a somewhat pretty penny. So yeah, if you've got some time to kill on a Saturday afternoon, then why not? Why not give it a try with our side events? I mean, Spa Service might be a bigger commitment. The Spa Service tournament will be happening next weekend, but Marathon is just a nice little romp. I will give Bright a reminder. And he's coming up on 3 minutes to finish the run. And you can see as the stage progresses, the speed of the game gets higher and higher. If it's not something you're used to, it can get out of hand in fairly short order. You see the speed level for Bright now at 32. You can get all the way up to 50 without meddling with secret codes and such. Yeah, level 50 is no cakewalk for a new player. Definitely love and appreciate everyone that is coming out to these tournaments. maybe we can grow these side tournaments a little bit. Maybe make it even easier for people to get involved. I mean, marathon mode is definitely one of the best skill tests that our game has. And it looks like Bright is going to throw it in after that. I can't say I blame him. But we will assess a 15-minute time. To Bright, and then we will move on to our second race. And technically, these races are all open for everyone to join. So, I guess if you're not going to delay the tournament, I guess if really if you are, I'm actually having to make sure that Bright is straight on the rules, so bear with me here for just a second. So here we go. With race 2. On screen, we will have Yoshi, Bright, Ty, and FFR Pro, with Tayman looming in the background, already a race winner. So, his spot in the top 4 is secured. And here we go. Our players are underway. I think the person to watch in this race will be Yoshi. Definitely flying to get some of these chains off. That's a 16 chain. Got some extra things there. 18,000 points for the first chain. That is some good stuff. This is what we come to expect from our defending champion. Just everything moving lightning fast like it was nothing. Almost a 20 chain on hard mode. That's kind of nuts. Ooh, speeds to that 12 chain, getting some good points here. So the gambit by Yoshi is that gravity will affect the panels at the higher levels faster, so you can score points faster. But the trade-off with that is that the faster gravity makes it harder to pull off these skill chains that Yoshi is doing. But Yoshi is definitely going off with that, getting fairly regular double-digit chains. And again, once you get to that X13, you've got that maximum 1800 point score multiplier. That allows you to really go off. And even here, Yoshi is setting up a lot of advanced chains. 16 chain, 93,000 points. This is not going to take much longer for our defending champion, and that will be overkill in a time of 2 minutes 49 seconds. 2:49 for our defending champion. Yeah, that would be very close to the current record for hard mode. 2:47 on the timer. Just a few seconds off of Yoshi's best. Oh, that is kind of crazy. There's a reason Yoshi is the favorite. Let us check in now with Tayman and see how his run is going right after this brief message. FFR Pro does improve his best time in the qualifying with a 3:51. That is also looking fairly competitive. Tayman at 84,000 points at the 4-minute mark. Must have had some struggles getting some chains going. But yeah, as you can see, what our top players are able to do at this level. And that little 5 chain will be enough for our PPL 2020 champion. Finishing with an immediately disappointing time by his standards of 4:48. I know it's disappointing for him because he immediately reacted in the race chat with an ick. It is understandable. So with that 2:49, Yoshi seems to be very much in place for the #1 seed, and with how these times are going, it is probably going to be Ty's goal to not have to meet Yoshi in the first round of bracket. Alright, Ty's got a little bit left to go. 94, 95, 96. Ooh. Don't really get to see those big chain bonuses until X10. This is gonna need a little bit more. X9 will be enough. And Ty finishes with a 6:32. So congratulations to Ty for improving his time over the first race. Very close to his best, as a matter of fact, for Ty, so good work. And it appears, let's see, it looks, I don't think Bright was playing on normal mode for the first race. Normal is what Bright is trying now. And yeah, if you like what you see from our players, please follow everybody. A lot of these players are regular runners of this series of games, including Tetris Attack, sometimes Pokemon Puzzle Challenge, though I might be the only weird one doing Pokemon Puzzle Challenge. But all these players are definitely worth your time. And hey, our community also does, usually during tournament season, frequent Friday night races. I call them the salt mines, but if we weren't having fun playing these games, we would just stop playing them. Like on Friday nights, we just come around to have a good time. Often uniting over a common cause, that being to rage against the machine that Pokemon Puzzle League makes. Alright, I need to make sure that I have tabs on what Yoshi is going to be doing for Game 3. Because it might get even crazier. I mean, Yoshi was just 5 seconds off his best run in that last race. So there could be some amazing things happening. And let's hope for some better things happening from Bright. They've had to restart their race and has even less time to work with to finish their run. Down to less than 5 minutes now. I would love nothing more right now than to see Bright turn on another gear and finish this mode off on a high note. I need to double check what Bright is playing on, because they did express some concerns about actually getting a PS4 controller in time to actually participate in this tournament. Yeah, shoutouts to Bright, who is actually brand new to Pokemon Puzzle League by his own admission, but is still playing along and trying to put up a fight. Bright has actually been hanging around in our community Discord server. Recently to try and get better, and we certainly welcome anyone that wants to try and get better. These games are a bit of an acquired taste, but anyone wishing to acquire that taste has a very understanding and supporting community behind them to try and help understand and make sense out of what seems like nonsense at times. Like, even now we find a few things that happen in this game to be utter nonsense. But at the end of the day, we still want to try and help people get better. In fact, at some point, I would like to try and make a little series of tutorials, like maybe some YouTube shorts on how to play these games and how to speedrun them. I would love to be able to do that. I have not had time to do that lately. I actually have about maybe 90% of the scripts fully written. But nothing else is really recorded at the moment. Honestly, this tournament has taken me out of the mindset to work on something like that. But that is something I would like to give back to the community. Just everyone here. Just everyone here wants to help each other out and lend a hand. As you may see people do random playthroughs of these games, whether it be Pokemon Puzzle League, whether it be Tetris Attack, whether it be Hailed Upon, even now that that is on the Nintendo Switch Online service. There are more people picking up these games. And unfortunately, or Bright, time is up. So after that race, it is Yoshi in first place, securely qualified with a 249. Tayman is second with a 320, and it appears FFR Pro 21 is next in line to get an automatic spot. We shall see what this Game 3 does to our players. I will make sure that our players get set up onto that path. So race 3 will come up like so. Our players will get filtered in. And then they will go off on their final attempt. Alright, I'm letting our players know what is at stake here, where they stand. The top four feels set in stone at this point. It feels like Yoshi's going to be taking on Tai in the first round of our bracket, followed by Tayman against FFR Pro. That would be a spicy match. Those two, I could expect to see some back and forth. We'll see. Players will get off to the races, and we will see what they can do. I also have my eye on Yoshi off screen to see if he does do anything crazy in this last qualifying race. And again, we are qualifying for a position in our four-person bracket, where we will proceed to single elimination for the rest of the proceedings. First round will be a best of 3 race set. Second, the final round will be a best of 5. And the winner of the whole thing will be our PPL2023 Marathon Champion and take home the guaranteed piece of the prize pool. Right now, it appears to be Tayman in the lead with a little over 30,000 points. Yoshi, I will say, is a couple thousand points behind and catching up fast. Although FFR Pro has just completed a chain that will get him off to the races. Like, Tayman has been consistently putting up big chains and scoring the big points. I think Tayman has shown the most consistency out of anyone in this field, I say, as Tayman proceeds to drop his chain. Yes, I do love to be a commentator. It's curse. Why do you ask? But consistency is the key in a race setting. And the players who are most consistent at building up chains will have the most consistent results. I will say that Yoshi has found his stride and is now up to 79,000 points. Actually, I'm looking at the play-by-play, and Yoshi has a chance to finish it off here, has one more chain sequence to go. FFR Pro has a small chance to finish out his run in this chain sequence. Alright, Yoshi needs 4,000 more points. Between Tayman and FFR, it's going to be very close. FFR will get the automatic spot for this result, and FFR clutches the final 1,800 points to get to 100,000, basically on the dot. And will be finishing first in this race with a time of 3:38. Tayman is right there with a 3:44, and Yoshi comes in with a 3:52. This is a bit more intriguing than I was expecting it. Apparently Yoshi is having various troubles one way or another. And it is enabling our other players to feel like they have a chance. Although Yoshi at his best runs circles around everyone else. And I don't know anyone in the community that would dispute that. Anyhow, it is tie with 81,000 points. Probably not going to finish the stage out in this chain, but can definitely raise the stack and go for it. With this one. Although, as far as Ty's PvP background goes, he tends to put a lot of combos into his chains. And combos really do not score a lot of points in marathon mode, so there's almost no point. Ty is down to a few thousand points. There was an opportunity there to improve on his current best time of 6:32. Is going to fall a few chain sequences short of that. But the stakes are not supremely high for this tournament. I believe I'm giving the winner 4% of the total prize pool. So the stakes are not high, but again, marathon mode being one of the more skill-intensive challenges our community has, people definitely want to try and test themselves however they can. And Ty is done at a 7:16. Ty is definitely showing some progress, showing some improvement throughout this process. So our field is definitely set for this single elimination bracket. It will be Yoshi versus Ty in the first round, alongside Tayman ND versus FFR Pro 21. So I want to set up the marathon bracket. And then we can take a look together where these matchups could end up going. Let me see if I have the bracket picture updated. Yes, I do. So let's cheer Bright on to do well in this final attempt, and then we shall see how the best of our best do with marathon mode. Like, I kind of amazed at Tayman's consistency to constantly build big chains. Like the years of Pokemon Puzzle League S-Hard experience. Years of S-Hard experience have really done Tayman well with trying to control the size of his chain. At this speed that easy mode plays at, which I think is most comparable to level versus level 2. It's not a fully one-to-one comparison, but when you play S-Hard as long as Tayman has, you really have to have a good handle on when to drop your chains. Tayman is showing that discipline very well. Contrast that with FFR Pro, who is just there to go 1,000 miles an hour no matter the circumstances, but possesses an ability that few others have, which those few others in this case actually being Yoshi. Is the PvP experience that Yoshi has definitely has enabled a level of control over the higher speeds that no one else is exhibiting or even trying to exhibit in this format. I would actually argue the choice of game level kind of flips the script a little bit on who can win these tournaments. It feels like unintentionally Yoshi is giving everyone else a fighting chance by playing on a higher level, but you really blame anyone not wanting to play on the slower levels? Especially in our community that started on daily races of the S-Hard level. Giving my well wishes to Bright to put up a good show here as our final race comes to a conclusion. We hope Bright will continue to join us for future tournaments. Definitely welcome anyone that wants to try us out for try our tournaments out for the future. And forgive me if I'm just a little bit distracted here, but I am making sure that I have the next round of play set up for our competitors, and not gonna lie, I'm not as on the ball with the setup for these side events as I would like to be. I can tell you that the setup for the bracket rounds is not going to be pretty. But we will make sure to be able to bring you the action as much as we can. And that is Time's Up for Bright. Fortunately, after 15 minutes, Bright could only manage 10,000 points in that final attempt. But it's all good. It's all good. We love seeing new players try and get in on the proceedings. So hopefully Bright will join us for future tournaments. Let's take a look at those final scores as soon as I update one more thing. Let's check out what our players did in these 3 races. So, by virtue of a 249 in race 2, it is Yoshi taking the overall #1 seed, followed by Tayman ND winning race 1 with a 320, and FFR Pro 21 winning race 3 in 338 for the 3rd seed. And Ty brings up the rear with a 632. And best of luck next time for Bright. Hopefully they will come back and improve themselves, and we can see even more competition for our players. But that does it for our qualifying portion of the marathon tournament. In just a little bit, we will set up the bracket portion of the tournament, where we will see Tayman ND take on FFR Pro 21 in the semifinals. But before that, we will start with Yoshi versus Ty. If you're watching live on Twitch, we'll go set up for a few minutes for that matchup. For everyone else watching, it will be a very short transition. So stay tuned. You're watching the League of Puzzle Speedrunners Pokemon Puzzle League Speedrun Tournament 2023. Welcome back to the League of Puzzle Speedrunners Pokemon Puzzle League Speedrun Tournament 2023. I am your head tournament organizer, Cards of the Heart, and we are back with the marathon tournament into our final bracket The standings are set now. We will have the 2-seed Tamian ND take on the 3-seed FFR Pro 21. But first, it will be the number 1 seed Yoshi, the defending champion, taking on the 4-seed Tai. Let's go ahead and take you right into that matchup starting right now. Alright, we have our best of 3 affair with our 2 competitors. So I will let our players know that they are ready to go. Based on the times that both of our competitors were getting in qualifying, it does seem like this is an easy win for Yoshi, but we have seen some stranger things happen in competition, so by all means, I am ready to be surprised by any result that happens here. Like, how does the saying go? Hope for the best, prepare for the worst. I think that might be what Tai is thinking at this very moment. Because this competition is going to be fierce. Tai playing on easy, Yoshi playing on hard. Might be the only consolation that Tai will have in these proceedings, so let's see how these 2 players do. A little bit of an early match from Yoshi, but getting off to the races a little bit. Only an 8 chain. Definitely not what Yoshi wants to see there. Yeah, some extra combos are necessary to facilitate the sequence of the chain. Tai getting a double-digit chain off of this sequence. Gonna actually pull off an X14. Could have scored a little bit more there. But as it is now, Yoshi has a bit of a commanding lead. And just the speed that Yoshi is playing at, as far as the game level goes, allows for the chains to proceed so much faster. And I allow these players to make it a risk-reward analysis for themselves. If they can handle the higher speed, they should be rewarded with the faster times. If they can't, then they should get punished for the slower paces. Almost makes me wonder if we should actually separate the individual game levels on the leaderboards. Almost. I mean, they're not directly comparable because you can see the extra panel color that Yoshi has to deal with compared to Tai. So we can't really say with great certainty which runs would be better executed than the other, because they're different panel sets that have to be worked around. But Yoshi kind of showing why he is the favorite to win this tournament. Ty definitely putting up the double-digit chains. But it will not be enough on this day, and Yoshi's gonna style a little bit harder too. And that is a done deal for Yoshi in a time of 3:21. Not quite. 3:21. And that will be enough to give Yoshi Pokeball number 1. And yes, there will continue to be loads of scuff to make sure that we are able to bring you this tournament. Whatever it takes, we will get it all done. Even if it doesn't always look pretty. So let's wish Ty well as the rest of this run goes down. I feel like there should be more people that want to work on this, because really you want to get better at comboing and chaining, doing all of the things to manipulate the panels how you want when you get to one-player stadium. But like this should be the go-to. You want control over combos and chains, go here. Start here. Own your craft in this space where you are free to do whatever you want. And eventually, there's a path to getting to levels of the likes of FFR Pro, of Tayman, of Yoshi, of myself. It does take a bit of work, as do a lot of things in life. But these players will hopefully show you that putting in the work is ultimately worth it. Alright, Ty is going to need another chain sequence after this one to wrap up this stage, but should be coming up on the end of this very soon. Like it is the 13 chains that our players are trying to get to score the biggest points. That's an 1800 point multiplier. That's an 1800 point score for every match made at the 13 link chain and higher. Of course, Ty is also showing his PvP influence flair by incorporating a bunch of combos into the chain. They don't score that many points, unfortunately, but those are just fun. Oh! A little bonk on the ceiling at 95,000 points. And that is going to do it. So Ty will not bother trying to finish that out. And I think the sooner we forget about that, the better. The sooner he forgets about that, the better. The players have been given Game 2. This is a best-of-3 match, so assuming that Yoshi wins this next race, this will end the match. Let's wish the players well for some good swapping. And we will see how our players do. With this Game 2. So here we go. The good luck, have funs have been disseminated in the race chat, and away we go. Let's see what kind of flash our two players could put together in this round. Yoshi having to restart the chain after it broke up slightly, barely getting to that 11 chain in time. We'll be getting a 15 chain and gets a little under 15,000 points for that first chain. Just the way Yoshi's able to move from top to bottom, left to right, side to side. Just, again, years of player versus player experience at the highest level, serving him very well in not only this side event, but also our main tournaments. I mean, Yoshi swept the tournaments from last year and is very much on track to do the same this year. And you can kind of see why, with how good this play is. Ty's been having trouble getting something started, is just now getting over 10,000 points, whereas Yoshi is about to hit a very nice score. Just short of 70,000 there for our 1 seed. Just how effortless the movement is might be the most exciting part of Yoshi's play overall. Definitely going to come in handy in the rest of the gold bracket. That's something I'm going to have to deal with tomorrow. Not super looking forward to it, not going to lie. It's play like the catch, just the catching at the top of the stack to extend the chain. There aren't a lot of players that can do that reliably. But on the left side, you're looking at one of them. Let's not sell Ty too short here as Yoshi finishes this run at 322. As we give our 1 seed the second Pokeball and the win. Let's not sell Ty so short here. There is a level of movement that Ty's displaying here that definitely shows off his PvP background. Like, to be a top PvP player and still compete at the highest speedrun level. Kinda goes to show how good Ty is and how far he's come in the last, I believe it's 3 years of speedrun competition. I think he joined us in 2020, actually. I forget. How bad of me as a tournament organizer to forget. But Ty is definitely showing off. Some good things. Coming up on 75,000 points for our 4 seed. I kind of do want to make sure I point out that 100,000 points is not a supremely arbitrary number that our players are going for. It was considered the maximum score in the predecessor to this game in Tetris Attack. As a matter of fact, there is a credit sequence that you can trigger with a minimum number of points. And that minimum in this game is 50,000 points, compared to the 30,000 that it was in Tetris Attack. But 50,000 point runs can get incredibly short. Like less than 2 minutes even. So people that want to try and practice their craft for even longer runs, would definitely be better motivated to take on a 100,000 point category, as opposed to the max score category of this game, because scoring 999,000 points would take the best players like 45 minutes if they don't injure their hands in the process. Ty wanted to get in on this marathon event to see how he could do in marathon. And he's showing off what he can do, showing why he is a perennial contender in our main tournaments. Speed getting a little high there. Hopefully there's no bonking this time. Just a little bit more. Gonna need a 10 chain, I believe, to finish this. Not quite. And there's the threshold. And that will put Ty done with the race at a time of 8 minutes, 44 seconds. So let's go ahead and make this result official. Yoshi wins 2-0. We'll be moving on to the final match of our marathon tournament against the winner of the next matchup. We will be bringing you right after this the 2-seed T-Man ND and the 3-seed FFR Pro 21. Stay tuned! You are watching the League of Puzzle Speedrunners Pokemon Puzzle League Speedrun Tournament 2023. Welcome back to the League of Puzzle Speedrunners Pokemon Puzzle League Speedrun Tournament 2023. We are now going to take you to the second match of our Marathon Bracket Semifinals. Tayman ND, the 2-seed, versus FFR Pro 21, the 3-seed. FFR did not have a chance to play in last year's tournament, so I'm sure he's definitely hankering to get his piece at the champ. So let's not delay things too much further and take you to this 2-3 matchup starting right now. And remember, this is a best of 3. The matches will be over and done with before you know it. Both players capable of finishing this level in under 4 minutes. So FFR definitely wants to show what he's got in this marathon setting, because again, FFR could not play in last year's tournament due to schedule conflicts, but he's here now. He's ready to try and take some names and some of that Baconator money. And we will get on with game 1 of this best of 3, relatively synced up. Let's see how these players do. FFR starting with a lot of extra matches. Those matches will be better served later on when the point multiplier is higher, but it is allowing FFR to start this chain just a little bit quicker, but now it is Tayman going to get all the way up to a 20 chain. And just like that, that extra link puts Tayman in with the early edge. Like, FFR has not been able to put together the chain that he wants. Ooh, Tayman tried to catch that as it landed to extend the chain, but I think it was 1 frame too early. Like, Tayman may not necessarily be able to compete in cursor speed with FFR, though Tayman is still fairly fast in his own right. But Tay has been content to just build the chain up higher and higher, and I think it's put him in the driver's seat to get to 100,000 points first. Here's a 15 chain from FFR Pro to get to 60,000 points. It's gonna take 2 impressive chain sequences from here on out to finish the job. Tayman barely getting that in time for the 12 chain, and now all of a sudden I think the onus is on FFR Pro to keep the chains going. Like now FFR is getting the random matches going to extend the chain. So, I don't know how Tayman comes back from this. Assuming that FFR Pro keeps this chain going. FFR will need another chain sequence. Tayman actually has a non-zero chance to pull it off on this chain. Oh, that one was precarious. Tayman moving up on the field to get to, slips a little bit at the end, and FFR Pro will be taking home the first race with a 3:38. Just very micro decisions on Tayman's end on how to proceed with the chain that cost him that first race. 4:01. Still very impressive, but you've got to give the first Pokeball to FFR Pro and get these players immediately off to Game 2. Post haste. I told you these runs would finish up really fast. Maybe next time we can put up a higher threshold? Maybe? I don't know how people would feel about 200,000 points as a threshold. Just to get the right amount of length for a presentation like this, but you know what, it's fine. This is fine. This number, this threshold is rooted in tradition. Like back in the day when we needed a break from the S-hards that we were doing so often, we would do marathon races and just decided to pick 100,000 as the number to go to. And for the most part, people were finishing in over 5 minutes. The number of people that were finishing in under 4 or 5 minutes at that point were very few and far between. But FFR Pro is showing off why he is one of the best in this mode. Speeding off to a 22,000 point start. The lead is a little over 6,000 points. And it just continues to build. I mean, Tayman is playing on the same speed as FFR Pro. We do mandate our players to start on speed level 1 just so there are no inconsistency issues. in terms of like comparing runs. Up to the 16 chain, and then FFR Pro is off to 52,000 points. Halfway to the goal. Tayman selling for 44,000 points at this juncture. And FFR could not quite get the extension he wanted there, and Tayman is in big scoring territory now. Just gonna decide to keep the chain going. Get the 18 chain, there it is! The 2-button slide to get the extension, and now Tayman is right there for FFR to potentially slip up. But at 77,000 points, that's not going to be an easy one. Oh, Tayman drops the chain there. Cuts it off so he can start erasing the stack to reload. That might cost him. FFR is still going off with the chains. Oh, that comboing is going to set FFR back a little bit. You'd rather that be a separate chain. That'd be a separate match, but this will turn out fine. I think FFR can go to the next 9 chain and get this to work. And there it is for our 3 seed FFR Pro. Once again with a 338. Crazy consistency. And that will be enough for Pokeball number 2 and the win. Good stuff from FFR. Tayman appeared to have dropped a few extra chains in this race. In this match, really. Did cost himself some prime time to get the big scoring. It feels like classic Tetris in a sense, where you have to set up the conditions for the top scoring. Like, you have to get a Tetris. You have to get 4 lines at a time to score the most points. And the people who are able to consistently get to that position are setting themselves up for the most success when going into the level 19 transition and beyond. Same principle applies for marathon mode. Players who are able to start their chains the quickest and can build their chains the quickest will be the most consistent in this mode. Tayman finishes game 2 with the 5:28. Time he is very disappointed with. But sometimes that's just the way things have to go. So let's make this official. FFR Pro wins 2 games to none and will be facing off against Yoshi in the final match, which you will see right here in just a little bit. So stick around. You are watching the League of Puzzle Speedrunners Pokemon Puzzle League Speedrun Tournament 2023. Welcome back, puzzlers. This is your head tournament organizer, Cards of the Heart. Welcome back to the League of Puzzle Speedrunners, Pokemon Puzzle League Speedrun Tournament 2023. And after two great semifinal matches, we are now here at our marathon final. The two best have appeared, but who will be the supreme king of marathon mode for this year? Will it be the defending champion Yoshi, or will it be the former record holder of all the marathon records, FFR Pro 21? This is going to be a good one. Don't want to delay these players too much further, so let's get into this final matchup in the marathon tournament, starting right now. In fact, let's get some more appropriate music for this. Oh yeah, now we're getting the urgency in there. So here we go. Best of 5 for this matchup. First to win 3 of these races will win the title of PPL2023 Marathon Champion. Players are already set to go. These two are going to go fast and furious. If Yoshi is consistent with his chaining, then I imagine it will be Yoshi that takes the entire thing with some ease, but we did see FFR and Tayman, quite frankly, beat Yoshi's times in qualifying, so it is not out of the realm of possibility. Yoshi only gets 15,000 points in that first chain. Optimal chaining can see up to 20,000 points in a given chain, and it's not quite working out for our competitors so far. I mean, I guess the rumors really are true. You can't win them all. We will see how fast these two are able to regroup and get their chains in order. Yoshi is up to 40,000. FFR is still building another chain at 27,000. Every dropped chain from here on out will loom huge on the final pace of the run. Yoshi could not get to that in time. Even someone with immaculate cursor speed like Yoshi was going to have a hard time getting to that match. That has allowed FFR to catch up a fair deal. Now about 6,000 points behind our defending champion. But Yoshi is building it back up once again, getting to 71,000 points in that sequence. FFR is in big chaining territory and gets the margin down to about 2,000 points. And the edge has to go to, like, the edge in peak speed has to go to Yoshi just by virtue of playing on hard mode compared to FFR's easy mode, but FFR is able to take the lead on this sequence. Gonna get to build this up further. Yoshi already catching back up. 93,000. FFR getting to 93,000. And in a close one, it would have to go to Yoshi. We're playing on this faster speed. Oh, this one, Yoshi's at the mark, and that will be a 356 for Yoshi, and FFR Pro is right there with 359. Blazing fast. Blazing fast indeed. So let's give our number 1 seed Pokeball number 1. And there's going to be any of these tournaments where races could trade hands rapidly, I would hope it would be this one, because FFR is definitely showing he's got what it takes. You're gonna move through these matches like it's nobody's business. And just to answer a question in the live chat, whether you would pick normal instead of easy, there's a speed difference between all the levels. Gravity affects things faster at the higher levels, so whatever the highest level is you're comfortable with, you would want to pick to go the fastest in, as far as I'm concerned. Here we go with Game 2. And Yoshi is sequencing these things fairly well, even getting some tight swaps to get to a 15 chain. FFR breaks his chain in the middle, and as does Yoshi, so we're not seeing perfect play from our two competitors, but as far as Yoshi's concerned, you don't quite need it. Although a few more chain drops will prove problematic for our top seed. So by going with the easy level, FFR is just hoping to get some consistent double-digit chains. Just constantly be able to get into scoring position. Double slide, gets the 18. And finds himself over 16,000 points behind Yoshi. So flatten the stack, build again. That's all one can do in the face of a drop chain. Yoshi is building chains with the best of them. That's gonna be... could that possibly be a 20 chain? 20 chain! There it is. FFR definitely bringing the big chains. Maybe not able to build them as fast as Yoshi possibly could, but he is definitely bringing it. Oh, color conflict breaks up FFR's chain. And Yoshi was not chaining all that well for a little bit there. Does get a 17 chain out of that one, though. So, it is possible for Yoshi to finish the objective from here. Ooh, there might be... Okay, Yoshi's found all of the answers and is effectively one chain link short. But that doesn't take a terrible amount of time to make up. FFR Pro is 20,000 points back at this point. No way he can reasonably catch up. And Yoshi is done with a 328. My goodness. My goodness gracious. And FFR Pro is finished with yet another 359. So FFR is consistent, if nothing else. Second Pokeball goes to Yoshi. I dare say let's go ahead and yeah, we can turn things up a bit. Move the venue over to Bruno's stage in line with the theme playing right now. So here we go. Our players are rocketing right into Game 3. I think at this point FFR might be hoping for Yoshi to slip up. And, you know, there were a few slip-ups from Yoshi in that previous game, and he still finished under 3.5 minutes. So, there's going to be a lot that has to happen for FFR to come back in this match, but here we go. Let's see the attempt. Yoshi continuing to building the 18 chain for 20,000 points. Sick. Oh, Yoshi actually gets up to the top row. Oh my goodness. What in the world? That is definitely not advised. Okay. Yeah, Yoshi's gonna get a 20 chain and go up to 43,000 points to FFR Pro's 19,000 at this juncture. Okay. Okay. Yep, we see how this is gonna be. The writing is on the wall. With an 11 chain, still at a near 30,000 point lead. Actually insane. 14 chain gives Yoshi 61,000 points to FFR Pro's 34,000. Amazing work from our top seed and overall tournament favorite. Going up to an 18 chain. Almost 80,000 points to FFR's 47,000. 2 minutes in. Still keeping the chain alive after all of that. Oh, just a little bit late to extend that chain, but doesn't want to waste the opportunity too much. Yoshi should be able to close out the chain right here. Gets the 13 chain to clinch it, and what a time for our 1 seed to clinch the tournament with a 2:45. Oh, that is quite something. Wow. For some perspective, the world record on the hard level in 2D is 2:27. So we had an opportunity for something crazy good there. Alright, can FFR Pro get another sub 4-minute run under his belt to close the book on this tournament? Not quite gonna get to under 4 minutes. One more chain link, and that will be it for FFR Pro. 4:08. Is his final time. So let's go ahead then and award Yoshi the 3rd Pokeball and the ever-deserved win. Wow, wow, wow. There's nothing else to say. This Yoshi is too good for the rest of us mortals. So let's make this official. There it is, Yoshi, the Marathon Champion. It's hard to believe that there could have been a different winner of this tournament. Yoshi gave a little bit of hope in the qualifying, but at the end of the day, Yoshi's too fast. Yoshi's too fast for everybody, even the rest of the best of our best. So, well done to Yoshi and FFR Pro and Tayman and Ty and Bright for playing along with our marathon side event. But our weekend is not yet done. We still have a couple of great one-player stadium matches for you coming at you same time tomorrow. So here's the slate for Sunday's action. We will see 3 of the 4 competitors who played in the marathon tournament in the one-player stadium gold bracket. It'll be the 1st seed FFR Pro and the 4 seed Tayman ND, followed by the 2 seed Yoshi and the 3 seed yours truly. We're all playing in V-Hard, and V-Hard tends to claim a lot of lives in these tournaments, so it's going to be hard to say how this is going to go. Personally, I've been feeling good about my practice going into this match, but I don't know how I'm going to feel while trying to manage the broadcast too, so that's going to be a challenge that I am putting myself into. We'll see if our players will rise up to the challenge of V-Hard. And you can see the rest of the tournament going on there. Next weekend will be it. Start with spa service, end with the final matches of the gold bracket. There is a lot of crazy action coming your way, puzzlers. You will not want to miss any of it. But GG's to Yoshi for once again winning an endless marathon mode tournament. I do wonder if there will be a worthy challenger to his crown at some point, but we'll keep holding these tournaments until we find that person. Maybe it could be you. Come join us. Come work at it, and maybe you too can do what it takes to topple the best of our best. That is going to do it for our broadcast coverage for today. For everyone at the League of Puzzle Speedrunners, this has been Cards of the Heart saying, until next time everyone, happy puzzling.